Hello, my name's Tim Lee. I'm owner, founder of Collaborate MK, and this is one of a series of interviews I do with our members that have our gold membership option. And today I'm in conversation with Katy Berrill, who's director at Bid and Tender Support. So, hi, Katy. Great to see you.
Hi, Tim. Lovely to be here.
Yeah. So, well, tell me, where did your career start, and what led you to forming Bid and Tender Support?
So I came out of I did a business degree at university, kept it relatively generic. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I did a few sales and marketing type roles, and I really enjoyed both sales and marketing. I did a spell in recruitment for my sins, and did lots of phone calls and lots of meeting booking. And I ended up getting a sales and marketing job at a bid writing consultancy. I was meant to do their sales and marketing, and within 6 months of being there, they were so busy with bid work, I kept getting pulled into, well, we're just going to train you how to do bids and you're going to have to help because we're snowed under. And I never climbed back out, actually. I never really did much sales and marketing there. I pretty much just did bid writing and management work. I just really I like the balance of the fact it is technically a sales and marketing exercise.
Yeah.
You're putting companies forward for work. You're trying to put them forward in the best possible light with the messaging and win themes. So there's a lot of sales and marketing what I do. But I'm quite organised. I like deadlines. I like to know where I'm at. I kind of like the prescriptive nature of tenders.
Yeah.
I'm not very good if someone says to me, "Can you do this for me?" It doesn't matter when you do it. Because to me, an open-ended deadline like that is very dangerous. So, I was 25. While I was working at the consultancy, and I had lots of ideas of stuff I wanted to do, services that I thought would be helpful. And the company I worked at, the directors just weren't interested in new ideas. They were quite happy doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And after a couple of years banging my head against the wall, I basically decided that all these ideas I could do myself. And I ended up starting Bid and Tender Support and leaving there and going alone. And that was 12 years ago.
And that, I mean, it's a brave move, but what a great move. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. And then you've got that freedom to do exactly what you want without any of the politics and so on and so
Yeah,
on.
definitely. I think now I always joke I'm unemployable now because
I joke.
going up a food chain for an approval on an idea is not something that I particularly enjoy.
Oh no, I couldn't. Yeah, especially at my age. But no, someone said that to me when I was in my mid-30s. To be fair, when I was employed, but that's another story. So, what sort of services do you offer your clients?
So as I just it's sort of end to end, which I know sounds a bit cheesy, but basically we work with companies who don't often have bid resource at all internally. So we do everything from finding tenders for companies and working out what is a good fit for them in terms of if they were to win it, they've got to deliver it. So we'll do a lot of work with companies to work out what sort of tenders are good, help them find them, and then do everything from there. So we've got some clients we do everything for. We fill every single form, every single document. We run the whole process for them, and we just get their input and approval as we go. And they often do the pricing, and then we submit. And then other clients where we'll just do reviews, or we'll just dip in on certain pieces. So they'll do the bids themselves and just say, well, could you help with the writing on these answers? So it's really, really flexible. And one thing this year especially we've really ramped up is our training. So we run a lot more workshops now. Right. And we have something called an accelerator, which is 6 weeks to get people sort of bid fit and ready to go. I think just conscious that we can do it all for you and you can outsource to us, but there are some companies who don't want to outsource. They do want to do it themselves, or they have someone internally want to train up. So our workshops and those offerings are recognising that it's fine for you to do your bids yourself, but let us do a bit of training so you do them well.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. It might, I don't mean sound easy, but no, you need that professional help to get those bids in.
Yeah, but we haven't got we're a team of 7. We're based just outside Milton, so I haven't got a never-ending capacity resource. No. So some companies want to do their own bids. That's fine. But sometimes they just want a bit of training along the way.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So for you personally, what is a typical day for you?
So I have the business, obviously. I have 3 small children and a dog. So quite often my day starts quite early when everyone wants to get up at 5 a.m. and I don't. So often getting small children off to nursery, school, My office is like a 7-minute walk from my
Yeah,
house, which
that's
is
good.
lovely. So I do like to be in the office. I work from home occasionally,
Yeah,
but I quite like the buzz of the office. I like
yeah,
to hear what's going on. Um, so yeah, the day can be a mix of, deadlines. We often have a lot of 12 o'clock deadlines. So
yeah,
mornings can often be, putting last minute documents from clients and changes and submitting. Um, and client calls. I do a lot of meetings, a lot of calls. I think a blessing and a curse from COVID is that I don't do as much traveling anymore. I used to
yeah,
drive a lot. I used to do a lot of traveling around. Our clients are all over the UK. I spend a lot of time on the road. I love the fact that I don't do that as much now, and
yeah.
I have a better use of my time. However, it does mean I can often now have like 5 or 6 Teams meetings in a day,
Yes.
which for a brain is a lot. But the problem with our work is deadline. So
Yeah,
I can't say, I'm sorry, I can't speak to you for a couple
yeah,
of weeks. Let's speak in 3 weeks if the deadline is next week.
of course.
So yeah, a lot of it's trying to juggle time. I now have Mondays and Fridays where I try to have no calls and no meetings. But I think it's like anything, isn't it? When you run a business, it's trying to balance doing
Yeah,
work and running the business and the
yeah,
sales and the marketing and the finance and all the bits that you have to do.
yeah. But it's a fine old balancing act, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I
But
enjoy
that's
it though. I
yeah,
like running the business. I enjoy that piece.
yeah.
And I've got a great team in the office. Kat, who's like head of service delivery now, she
Oh,
oversees
yeah,
a lot more
yeah,
to try and free me up a little bit on the other stuff. But
yeah.
it's good to keep your hand in though. I do like doing the
Oh,
bids.
and that's what they want to see. Is that's what your team want to see as well.
Yeah, and
And
clients probably as
yeah,
well, that I'm
exactly. No,
not
that's
too
good.
frightened. Yeah.
No, it's very much under control and some busy days to say the least.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Oh, yeah. And then at the end of the day, it's the other bit, isn't it? The picking the. I don't get to finish work. When I finish work, I have to
no,
finish when it's pickup time. And sometimes my
oh,
3 till 5 is 7 till 9 p.m.
yeah,
Sometimes
yes,
I have to pick stuff up later in the day. But that flexibility, I
yeah,
like that. It's a
yeah,
choice.
yeah.
I don't have to turn my laptop in the evening.
No,
I choose to because it works best for me. So,
yeah, no, I can relate to that. Yeah,
yeah.
totally. And so, what is your main goal for your business?
Um, Sustainable growth is our
Mm,
biggest thing at the moment. So as I said
yeah.
earlier, consultancy work is a lot of time for money. So if a piece of work takes 5 hours, takes 5 hours.
Yeah.
Use of AI is coming in, and it's something that we're
Oh,
definitely looking at and trialing, and how
yeah.
it doesn't just make things like collating information
Yeah.
quicker, but the whole process.
Yeah.
So one of our biggest goals is that we are currently building a platform which will support us in delivering, but also we will be able to sell subscriptions to clients where they can come in, they can find tenders, they can do their tenders within the platform, and also manage all their compliance documents. So there's not really anything like it in the market at the moment. So we've got to build it fast, get it out
Oh,
there before someone else does.
oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good.
That sounds really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great move. And so, what's your biggest challenges that you face?
It's often client market. So
Hmm.
we're quite lucky. We have a lot of different clients, a lot of different services. So, something drops off a little bit, something else will cover it. So we're relatively stable, but we work with a lot of construction companies, and we work with public sector. So obviously you're then governed by things completely out of your control. So changes in government,
Oh,
changes in government policy,
yeah.
the way they allocate funding, the way they allocate budgets to schools, hospitals, all affects us because it affects how tenders come out.
Yeah.
So you're working with something you can't always control. You just have to work out how to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's for me. It's just being aware of that. But I think we've always weathered things quite well, COVID and various other things, because
Yes.
we've got different size clients, different levels of service. And also when times are tough,
Yeah.
people have to get more strategic about winning. Like they need,
Yeah.
when things are tight,
Yeah.
people actually go, well, we need to invest more in winning because
Yeah.
now suddenly it's critical. So we tend to do quite well in that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
and my team as well. So I have a really lovely team. We're all mostly working mums.
Yeah.
And we are all balancing and juggling life and work. So getting that balance right for me is important.
Yeah. So those. So with 3 kids, how do you manage to do that generally?
Actually, I put a LinkedIn post out last week about this because I do a lot. Don't get me wrong, I have very busy days and I know there's a lot of plates spinning, but I do also know when to. I'm better now. I know when to ask for help, and I know what are my bags and what are not my bags. And therefore, there's certain things that I now no longer do or I have help with, which keeps things moving on. My other half also has his own business, so it's quite a busy house and lots going on. But I think it's just knowing at work and at home actually when to delegate, when to put your hands up and say this is too much or a distraction, and enjoy the time the boys are little, and know that they're not little forever. And this for me, I almost look at my work now in sprints. So the half terms, I have sort of 6-7 weeks where I can get a lot done. I can do my webinars, I can do my accelerators, and then there's a school holiday. And I try and slow slightly and do a bit less, and then go again after the holidays. So I quite like that rhythm. Yeah. The problem with it, the spanner, shall we say, is the deadlines for the bids, because I can't control those. And procurement teams love doing a deadline on like the 5th of January, for example. And everyone in December is going, is there any chance we can move that? And they're like, no, it's the 5th of January. And but that's just part and parcel of the work. It never changes. Every year it's the same.
But you're right, but it couldn't be a worse date, could it, for every reason?
Basically the first working day. Yeah. We had one this year. It was huge, like housing framework, massive, like it was really complex. So we had to try and go, like, our deadline actually is before Christmas, try and get everything done. Yeah. Because otherwise there's no one around, like from our client's perspective, the end client. So but you just learn to roll with it in the end.
You do, but again, you're mentally prepared and so on and so forth. But brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Katy. Really enjoyed that conversation, and thank you so much for your support since day one of Collaborate MK.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It's coming up to the 6th year anniversary. So appreciate your support with gold membership and also your sponsorship of Olney since day one. So thank you so much.
I'm enjoying being part of the network. Always have been part of it, but you say slightly more passively when I had to step back having the boys. But now I feel is a time that I can set back up and not be too flaky with it. So.
Yeah, I like that. I love that word. I've learned that word recently.
I hate it when people are like, yeah, I'm in. And then after a couple of weeks, like, oh, I'm not in anymore. So,
That's it. Love it. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Katy. And see you at the next event.
See you then. Thanks, Tim.